up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the driveway, and we're gonna welcome back into second gen. It has been some time since, this feels like it's been months since we've been back out here working on this truck, and it's been kind of time consuming. We've been through a lot in the last few about 2 weeks here with the truck, battling brake issues. So what started out as simply a brake caliper that was sticking turned into brake hoses, and well, you know how this stuff goes, man, on these old trucks. You guys can see in there, got a new caliper, new brake hose on this side as well as on the driver's side. So for right now, after yesterday's test drive, we put about 15-20 miles on the truck, and in that time frame, truck felt pretty good. So it's giving me some more confidence to go back to the track. I believe our last pass we made the track, we really screwed something up in the braking system, because again, when you're ET or bracket racing, you are going to be kind of riding the brake a little bit, and I rode the brake at the end there, and I was moving pretty good. It was definitely the best ET of the day for the truck myself. So hitting the brake at about 90 miles an hour, trying to slow it down and also still have it to the floor. You could actually hear it in the video clip where it was kind of hanging back and kind of pushing back and forth. Engine was basically just grunting at me, basically telling me to slow the hell down. So what are we doing today? All right, so I wanted to change up the intercooler piping set. So doing a little bit of a throwback here. So I'm going back to my old intake horn, and I wanted to go back to my old intercooler piping. I want to go ahead and freshen these up, paint these, and just kind of show you guys just a step-by-step process that I do in basically trying to refresh these. So stay tuned, and we'll do a step-by-step time lapse. We'll paint it and install and see how it looks at the end. All right, so first things first, get your best previous employment shirt that you have, you know, your best old work shirt. Put it in a vise. If you don't have a vise, this will be a little bit more time consuming. You're pretty much using leg pressure and what have you, but a vise would be a big help. Second thing, go ahead and get one of these little cups. These are really great. They're little copper wheels here, little whiz wheels. They just take off paint really well, and again, they're not super abrasive, so they will not tear into the metal and create boost leaks down the road. And then get you a halfway decent drill, and that's pretty much it. Just, you know, take your time and just get off all the old paint and get it as smooth as possible. We're just going to go ahead and, like I said, put on a time lapse and just go through with the whole thing step by step, and then we'll go ahead and hang it, paint it, and go from there. Alright guys, so there's your finished product right there. Like I said, you want to get it as smooth as you can so the paint can really adhere to it. And like I said, as bad as it was before, there was surface rust, there was pitting. This is fairly smooth. For just doing Rust-Oleum paint, this is probably more than, I probably went overboard with it, but just wanted to kind of get off all that surface rust to make sure that when we prime it and everything, it looks really good. All right, now that you got all your surfaces cleaned up, as far as all the rust and everything taken off of them, I like to use a little bit of spray away glass cleaner. Just gets out any of that extra crap. Take a clean side of the shop shirt you're wearing, and just go ahead and just clean it up as best you can. Remember, use a clean side, not the dirty side. You know, you don't want all that rust and calcium that you just scraped off to be on your brand newish pipe. Clean it up real good. Hell, it even looks a little shiny. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below what you think. All right, so the products we're going to be using today, I love Rust-Oleum products, so we're going to go and just stay with what we've been using before. So Rust-Oleum primer, then that gloss black and acrylic enamel, and then we'll go and hit it with some clear, and that's I think it'll come out really nice. All right, so you can see our professional paint booth here. It's all set up, and we're going to go ahead and start painting, and we'll go ahead and step by step as far as how it looks after each pass. We'll do probably 1 round of primer, 2 rounds of base coat, and then probably 2 rounds of clear coat. All right, so we got the primer laid out. And remember, guys, if it's not running, then you're not doing a good job. I mean, it's just, you know, remember, second gen, you know, we're not powder coating this stuff, so. But so far, so good in this, you know, controlled environment, humidity environment. You know, this is the best I could afford. All right, so pass number 1 so far, looking pretty good. Remember, just keep the runny side to maybe the back side of the engine or somewhere where, you know, nobody can see the runs. You know, it's gonna happen. I mean, again, we're not doing it professionally, we're doing the old rattle can special, but it looks pretty good so far. All right, so we've gone 2 passes with clear, 2 passes with base coat, and we'll let this dry, and I think we'll be good to install. Leave your comments below. What do you think? This just, again, some acrylic enamel, Rust-Oleum, all the way around. I think it looks pretty good. All right, guys, before we do the install, just wanted to go, and one last thing. Once you have gone through and just let it cure, maybe wait overnight. I kind of got overzealous on the first go around, and long story short, it was a redo. You know, second time you do it the best. It's just how it is. But yeah, so just go ahead and let it cure if you have to. Let it cure overnight so you can get that complete finish you're looking for. But when you're done, make sure you take a rag or something like that and go through the pipe to make sure you have no sort of debris, no sort of dirt in there, metal shavings, anything like that from when you obviously sanded it down. So here's a moment of truth. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section. Tell me what you think. If it came out great, if it came out like crap, again, it's Rust-Oleum. It's only going to be as good as it's going to be. But here's your finished product. I mean, I'm not the best rattle can guy on the planet, but I think it came out pretty good. Again, going back to that, I guess OE size, you could say, intake horn. I just happen to like this look. It gave me more fitment to get back to the master cylinder. One of the reasons why I got rid of the 3.5-inch mega kit from Pusher wasn't it was a defect on the kit. It wasn't a defect on anything. It was because there's an idiot who decided to buy it, namely me, who didn't read the description. It's basically that was built for a 94 to a 98 truck that did not have Hydro Boost. Of course, as you can tell, my truck has Hydro Boost. So I had to basically fight the whole time to ever pull the pipe down, to even get to my master cylinder was literally the biggest pain in the ass. But do what you guys always do. Like, share, subscribe, P-Pump the world. I'll see you in the next video.